All right, we are going live. Infinity mode. Just a second. Okay, well, just going to do the side of my face because what we're here for is the code. All right. Anyway, we'll get started. So today, what we got going is what are we here for? All right, sorry guys. PydanticAI. PydanticAI has come out. So Logfire was cool. There's just a lot of patterns in here, and we're basically going to go through and do the tutorials, and then once we got the tutorials down, we will start building from there. All right, so we got all this going. So we got this. So one of the things I like to do is create custom GPTs to help with documentation and stuff. So we'll do that process as well. Then we'll start adding DSPy, and once we have DSPy, we'll add DSLModel. So let's get started. Oop. All right. Okay. Maybe should have thought this through, but that's fine. Nobody's watching anyway. So, all right. What are we doing? Let's get organized. All right. We're going to create the GPT. All right, custom GPT. That'll be a good place to start. All right, so here we're working on the moon. Okay, so now, oh yeah, that's me working on some stuff. All right, we'll start off with PydanticAI, right? Okay, so we'll go here. Perfect. So now what we're going to say is, I want to create a custom GPT from the PydanticAI documentation that will help me develop. Cool. So one of the things is I have this meta prompt. So actually, we're going to skip this part. I realize. So I have my own tools. I have this thing I call meta prompt. Excuse me. That helps structure the way a GPT is supposed to interact. All right. So we're going to just start taking the documentation, and we're just going to start porting it over. It's going to be crunching it on the side. While we do this, we're just literally just copying and pasting for right now. Got the dogger down there. There you go, dogger. Okay, that's fast. All right, cool. Dependencies. There. And we'll just let it do its thing. Yeah, so one of the things that I'm thinking about the whole system prompt is being able to generate system prompts from DSPy or DSPy tools, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, cool. So we're so focus meta prompt on beginners working through the demos and to build small features. Okay. Okay, one of the things is streaming data is not something that you can do with DSPy. Last time I checked. Okay, so one of the things we're going to do tries to generate data. Okay. Some interesting stuff. We're going to be going through all of it. So one of the things that it stopped doing the meta prompt stuff. So I'll show you how I get that back. So we'll go to ChatGPT. We can even just go to the conversation, and then we just go edit GPT. Okay. GPTs. Oops, that's not what we want. Custom meta prompt. Okay, so we can edit the GPT. We go to the configure and we just go grab the prompt. And we're going to put it up at the top here and say, so I use something called Magical to do template expansion. So synthesize from retirement complex a meta prompt for beginners. Use so it's not using the format. So I gave it like a very specific structure. Let's make sure. Yeah, meta prompt. Oh, it's a markdown. And so one of the things I do is to like really remind it, I want markdown. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. See? So it's like very specific. So now that we're on track with the meta prompt, we can go now. The most recent thing that we added was we did not add message and chat history. Oh no, you see how it has all messages. So we can see it we did give it the messages and the chat history. So we want to make sure to give it the testing. Debugging and monitoring. Okay. All right. So this is cool. It's construct a Pydantic model from a text input, right? So we got AI model running known model name. Cast. Okay. Model, model, return type model. Okay, run sync. All right. Cool. So we'll probably be merging this behind the scenes into DSLModel. When you see how DSLModel does this, it's a lot it's a lot less steps. Well, you'll see. We're going to add this to DSLModel. It's going to be a lot less steps. I'm excited because there are a lot of things that I needed to build in order to support this functionality that I hadn't gotten around to just because there's so much. But we don't need to do that, so we're good. All right. Let me make sure the YouTube's still running. Still getting the side of my face view. All right, cool. Yeah, very professional, but we're building the plane in flight. Okay. All right, we got this. Cool. So we got our debugging and stuff like that. Do we need anything else? Let's keep it like that. Okay, so weather agent is always one of the traditional demos. Bank support, SQL. RAG is the one that I'm most interested in. We're going to be doing we're going to go through in order. That's one of the things, right? So we got our meta prompt. Okay, so we got all this stuff. So with all the tests and things like that, we're going to now take the meta prompt. Okay, so we want to have the version with logfire in it. So we're going to go back up to the top. I don't use UV. I have all these projects. Slim to use just the grok models. Okay. No, we're just going to take the whole thing. And we're just going to add it to DSLModel. People aren't really using that project yet, but, got to start somewhere. All right. We're going to, now that we have this, so we're going to say, all right, now we need, so we're going to do the synthesize from the context again, the perfect meta prompt. So this is what we're going to take. Yeah. Okay. So what I'm actually going to say is we are not building production systems. So we will not need try catch or logging. Or debugging, or testing yet. If only reference those if user specifically requests that information, period. Otherwise, we are only working on happy path. And so happy path means like don't think about when things break, don't think about logging. So you see streamlined guide, functional agents, exploring the framework, focus on the happy path. Advanced topics like error handling, logging, testing are omitted unless specifically requested. Document prioritize simplicity, modularity, and immediate functionality, right? Because that's what most people that are going to be watching this video want is immediate results versus something else. Okay, so this is good. So it's got data classes, it's good. Yeah, see, so here we go. So now we have our prompt, right? So then we also want to use something called an SPR from this guy, David Shapiro. And so we're going to also create a compressed version of this. Okay, so this is kind of something advanced where I'm basically taking this. Oh, I'm unpack. I want the compressor, not the decompressor. So compress meta prompt. So the thing is, the meta prompt has like a lot of tokens and things like that and space that I don't care about, right? Perfect. Okay. See how now we've got it like very, very small? this is what I actually want in my custom GPT. Because we're going to give it the actual code samples, we want to minimize the amount of stuff in there. So now we go to the make a GPT, my GPTs, create a GPT, configure, and we'll say version 24.12.3. So now we can go back to the other conversation to get our title. No, this is good. So what we can do is just go grab the okay. Beginners. Yeah. There we go. Okay, we're still too long. Perfect. All right. And then we'll just leave it like that for now. We don't want uploaded files. Okay. So then what we want to add into here is we're just going to go back into here and we're going to say, this is what we want. We want people to use Logfire because it's pretty cool. We'll do this, right? So now we're going to just start adding code in here. And we're going to add the example code for the, okay, that's too many. So we're going to just keep iterating, right? We're going to do a SPR. So we're going to say compress this code. Let's see what it does when I say to compress it. Okay, so again, so we're going to say progress. Into a text description, no Python. Okay. So what I realize is since this is too long, I don't want to spend forever on this. So we're just going to take this. Well, I want one that has like tool usage. Let's see. Okay, we're just going to stick with the Pydantic model one. I don't want to get oh, you know what we can do? We can put it into a text file and load it up as a. So we're going to take this out. What we're going to do is we're going to knowledge files can be downloaded when code interpreters, and I've never really liked the code interpreter. So what we're going to do is we're going to do Mac Vim. Okay, probably not going to keep this video. Well, I mean, it's not like anybody's watching this anyway, so maybe we'll take it down in the future. How about that? All right, this, boom. Oh, okay, so we have examples.py. So let's actually go and fork. We're going to don't save. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to go to Pydantic AI. We're going to go to the GitHub. We're going to star it, and we're going to fork it. That way we have our own version of it if we need to make changes or want to mess around with it. All right, so we got that. We are going to then code. I really like the GitHub desktop. Highly recommend it. Clone. Okay, for my own purposes. All right, and then the examples are in here. Perfect. All right, so one of the things that we're doing is, it's so funny. I always say, like, I'm trying to learn VS Code, and I try it, and I always keep going back to PyCharm. But it's good to have it just to, because it's like you can use the O1 models in it, and we'll jump around. Okay. We're going to the examples. So PyCharm open, dev. Where did it save it? Oh yeah, it's been saving it to weird places. Cancel. Cancel. Where is it? Show in Finder. Get info. Okay. See. Oh yeah, I tried the model context protocol from Anthropic. Not a fan. I tried getting their demos working and stuff like that. It was not clear. So sorry guys. Move. Oh, no, see. Move B. Okay, perfect. So let's create this for right now. Cool. We're gonna do view this. Oh, we gotta. We'll give it an icon later. All right. Oh yeah, because we're working on it anyway. Edit GPT. All right. So now we can do this: upload files, dev, PydanticAI, examples, chat app, which is in the TypeScript. I wonder what's in there. A bank, Pydantic model, rag, roulette, SQL gen. Okay. Perfect. All right. Now it has the examples in it. So let's say, all right, give me 4 let's see if it's, sometimes it just, so that's the whole thing. It's like, why are you, perfect. I've personally never really used these, but I figure why not have them. Upload photo, documents, Santa Mark. Merry Christmas. Oh, and I always like putting versions to these things. Okay, I'm posting it in the Discord for DSPy. Cool. All right. So that is our custom GPT. We are now going to start with the code tutorial. And then we'll probably go back and like make this properly, but we're trying to get out what we're trying to get out. All right. So let's get to the code. Oh yeah, and I really don't like the way that VS Code handles notebooks. All right. So we got tons of examples in here. So we're just going to start off at the top. So we're going to install. We're just going to go through the tutorials one by one. All right. So beta. All right. Installation and setup. All right. So we're going to use Logfire. So we got here. So I'm using poetry. So we don't do this. Also, I have a alias. So this is doing poetry add. So we got Pydantic core getting bumped. I don't know, PyAsyn1, maybe it's something asynchronous. Bumping Pydantic. Okay. Okay, bumping OpenAI, RSA, Grok, Griff, AI, and AI Slim. All right, so let's look at. I just want to real quick check what this is. I've never heard of it, and it might be interesting. Just a quick. DSPy is another project of mine. Okay. Interesting. Not sure what that means, but we're good. All right. Cool. To install the examples, customize and run. Okay. So let's use UV. So I'm gonna learn something. You're gonna learn something. We're gonna use UV to do the examples because that's what part of what I want. So that's what we're gonna do. Okay. So we're gonna go to iTerm dev and we are going to. Well, actually, I already have the. So this is where it gets a little. If I use the UV, all the dependencies are already installed. So we're going to go with that. So UV Pydantic examples. Okay. So let's go look up how to use UV because I've heard of it. Python. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Single file scripts, like it. Okay. So yeah. So I have like a project starter that I use for other stuff. So we might want to add Typer to this. All right, so I'm pretty sure I have UV installed already. Okay, so let's look at the UV getting started. I'm pretty sure I already have it init. Okay, so we're going to say init UV init examples. Let's actually just call it like PyAI examples. CD PyAI. Perfect. Okay. Gonna UV add. All right. So let's just UV to see what we got. All right. Okay, we got run, init, sync, lock, export, tree. Okay, let's say UV tool. Okay, that's tool install. Okay, there's not a package for it. That's fine. Okay, Python versions, pip, virtual environment. Okay, and the thing is that I don't see it in a VNV. So let's do UV VNV. All right. Okay. Okay, we're going to activate it. Okay. So we're going to say UV add. All right. Cool. All right. So now we have the examples. Okay. So I have Grok already. So we're going to use Grok. Grok. All right, cool. I'm going to just check in the other screen my Grok key, make sure that it's set. It's spelled the same name. Yes, okay, my Grok key is good. All right. Okay. Cool. So then this is the model that we're going to use to start off with. All right. Cool. So then let's now open it up in PyCharm. So PyCharm, open dev Py examples. Okay. So let's run. Okay, so you can see we're using the virtual environment. Yeah, you can see it. I have a lot of virtual environments, so we're good. All right, so now we have the examples down in. Let's go here. So we're going to use Grok model. Let's take this, and we're going to just say hello. Okay, so let's, so then okay, so then there it goes. Okay, so what happened was we were in the we installed it when we weren't in the virtual environment. Now we're in the virtual environment and we just installed it. That's why it just started showing this. That's why it stopped showing the squiggly lines. All right, so let's, yeah. Now this won't work because there is no agent.ask. Right. Okay, but it did not break here and here. All right, so now we can start going through documentation for agents. Okay. Simulator roulette wheel. Okay. One of the things that I want to do though is let's add DSPy, and I have some tools that I always use with DSPy. So we're going to attach. Is that what I want to do? Yeah, forget it. Or not forget it, but we're going to attach. You have to do this first. We're going to attach the project. Because this is, I'm in the DSPy room anyway. So yeah, we might as well get a DSPy example in here going. Got a lot of code in here. We're looking for DSLModel. Where is it? Sorry, guys. We'll find it. When I look at all this stuff, I think it's sooner DSLModel. Nope. All right, there it is, DSL model. This has like all my tools and stuff like that. So, if we go to DSLModel, for instance, for initializing I have the utils, and then I have my DSPy tools. So we're just going to copy this, paste it here. We'll add it. So in order to install DSPy, let's go to DSPy AI, DSPy.ai. Okay, install on your laptop. We already have a llama. Other providers, let's see. Yeah, see, so we'll be able to use Grok this way, just very similar. Oh, well, I mean, this is how you can see it. Okay. So, oh yeah, because I have in here the init. I already have it. So yeah, init, instant, versatile. This one I had to change. And these are, somebody else was helping me out, but we didn't go with that. All right, so we have like the tool use one. That'll probably be a pretty good one to use. All right, cool. So to set up DSPy, pip install. So I don't know what the U is, but because we're also using UV. So UV add DSPy. Perfect. All right. Perfect. All right. And it doesn't like the duplicate because there's other ones. All right. So then let's add a DSPy example. So we'll say print DSPy dot chain of thought. And we'll do Q A. And then we'll say Q equals hello world. We'll close this right now. And then dot A. We'll print it. Oh, you'll be able to see how this is a video of mine because this will break because I didn't initialize a model. No LLM is loader. So you now know, for the people from YouTube, this is how you can tell it's one of my videos when I forget to initialize the model. So what we're going to do is we're going to do lm init, instant. And then we'll just import it. Oh yeah, and the module's messed up. So we'll say from an instant. So actually, let me go back. It's like this, just so you can see. Init instant. And you can see that it's looking for DSL model, but we're DSPy tools. All right, let's run it again. Okay, so it didn't do anything. Question, hello world means what? Perfect. So there you go. We now have a very simple thing. And then just to show you kind of how like I go about making a little question, they call it like tools, right? So it's like def question equals q string return a, because then we can do print question hello world in Grok means, and we'll see, it might not know, probably doesn't know it. Well, let's see if Grok knows a bit about Grok, or the llama. Okay, so yeah, see, it doesn't know, but it's fine, right? Likely a query. All right, cool. We're good. Oh, something that I wanted to use that I haven't used yet is the Quen model. I have it installed, the QWQ or whatever it is, the one that like talks for a long time and then turns into Chinese sometimes. So we can go to Alama. Let's go to models QWQ, yeah. And there's only a 32 billion. All right. So in this case, we can go, we look at how locals, so it's Olama chat, GPU. So yeah, Olama chat. Yeah. Okay. So instead we do this. Q. Okay, QWQ. All right. And so we'll say, Pydantic class for RFC 5545, which is the iCalendar standard, which is the iCalendar format. So we question, and the answer should be hopefully our class. But if it isn't, we'll create something new. But yeah, so let's see what it does. And so it's slower because it's running off my laptop. Now I have a good laptop, but it also blabbers for a long time, so we won't necessarily know. I'll be able to know if it's working because the fan on my computer will kick on. So while this is going, we're not going to stick on this too long. Then like fast API. Okay, yeah, the fan's kicking on my computer. Instantiated once. Reduced, yeah, similar to small fast API app or an API router. I don't know what an API router is. Okay. Oh, it's the base of the route. Okay. Okay, cool. Oh yeah, WebSocket, cool. All right. So the fan on my computer is heating up. I'm gonna just stop it because I don't want it to go forever, or you don't want my computer heating up for no reason. It's hot to the touch, so that's why I'm killing it. So that's the reasoning. All right, so we killed that. We will go back to our grok. We'll run it again. Oops. Close it. Perfect. All right. Back to here. Okay. So we'll now my computer's really going. It's still mad that we made it do all this stuff. That is not how computers work, but it's how my computer works. Let's just make sure. All right. Cool. All right. So now we got agent grok. Okay. So we're going back to here. So we're going to just keep that. And what we'll do is we'll move this up into here. Cool. And now we can go back to our agent stuff. All right. We'll just. All right. Now that we have our agent with our model set, now we can get into the demos. Okay. So what we can do, deps type int, Okay, so let's just copy it first up here above the main, and then we'll take the, let's make this smaller. We'll just take the code and put it in the main function. And we'll just run it real quick. Yeah, we're running the Grok model roulette agent. So let's just make, I'll do this. Const default model equals, there we go. And so now, instead of worrying about this, we just can replace this model equals default model, and we're good. Let's see what it's complaining about. Type literal. Interesting. I really don't like it when they do this. I really don't like this. So when they make it so that you can only use certain kind of models and stuff, yeah, because see, this is, it said type string, but this is not, oh man, like I really hope they allow you to do something different. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Let's see if it still works this way. Because yeah, I always think that this is a very big mistake, because if a new Grok model comes out and I want to use it and they haven't updated their code, then it's a problem, right? So then what we're going to have to do now is, for instance, I have to create my own model, my own agent that overrides this, because otherwise it might crash or something like that. So anyway, yeah, sorry guys, like this, I highly disagree with this pattern, but you know, I'm just some dude. Let's see if it breaks. Okay, so yeah, see, this is so bad. Wow. Okay, so what we're going to be doing is we're going to be overriding this. So let's look at how they implement it. Yeah. Else, if model is none, okay. Useful if you want to override the model. Okay, so you can do defer model check. All right. Cool. I'm glad I didn't. That's one of the reasons why I always recommend doing checking the code. Okay, this is okay. So this is already a big issue. So this I'm actually going to, oh, so well, one, it was a mistake in my code, so there's that. All right, so never mind for now, but still, guys, I don't agree with this pattern. So just so you guys know. But it was a mistake on my part. Usually is a mistake on my part. All right. Cool. So we got that part working. Okay. So running agents. We got the roulette wheel.py. So let's do this. We'll kind of go through them the same way. And so actually then so for instance, one of the things I want to see is what happens if we just blank this out? Because one of the questions is it smart enough just to use itself, right? So for instance, let's just blank this out and we'll make it so that it's just empty. right? This is always kind of fun from my perspective. Let's see if it's able to get it. Yeah, you see how it's smart enough to just use itself. So this is one of the things that I always want you guys to check or kind of explore is this even necessary? Now, if you were using a less intelligent model, it might be necessary. So let's try to see what models are acceptable. So let's see the smallest model. Where is it? I mean, and the thing about it is, just so you guys know, that this kind of whole literal thing, it also makes sense if you're doing this. So like most people aren't experimenting, right? Most people aren't doing all this stuff. So it's really just a complaint that I have, and it's not like almost nobody's going to come across this. But let's do the 1 billion preview, right? Let's see if it's smart enough to figure it out. So, and one of the things that's cool is we can do this. Yeah, see, even this, and what's funny is this small model is not that much faster. So even the 1 billion model does not need a system prompt, right? So that this is one of those things where it's like um, the models are getting more intelligent. And also, if you think about it, it's sending less tokens, right? So you have to pay for tokens. So it isn't just like this is kind of like an arbitrary example that I'm coming up with. But think about it. If you can just skip this many tokens, this is how many, you don't have to pay for these tokens. The AI doesn't have to process these tokens. You're in a lot better shape. All right. So one of the things that we can do that's pretty cool that I've done in DSLModel that we'll do here is like logic stuff. So we've got bool here, right? And so we can, well, actually, sorry, we're going through the tutorials first. So we got this. So we're just going to save this, save, and then change this roulette example. Okay. So then we got that. All right. Now we can go into the next example. Okay. So run coroutine, run result, synchronous function, run result, async unit. Okay. Run stream run, which contains methods to stream a response as an async iterable. Okay. Example demonstrating all three. Okay. So one of the things that I want to show is let's create a function. Yeah, this is like a Python kind of thing. So what I like to do is we'll create one that's just called tools. I don't like using util just because everybody uses util. I want to be able to, for instance, people have a utils folder or they call it a utils file, right? Like the problem is it's overloaded. So I just say it tools file. Okay, so we go to tools and we say, what do we want to call it? We'll just for right now, we'll just call it get agent, right? And we'll do def get agent, and right, we're going to say gets an agent instance. Yeah, I like that. Right. And one of the things that's cool about Python is you don't actually need to do anything more. Like sometimes people will do like pass, but again, you don't need it. Right. One of the beautiful things I like about Python is being able to just do stuff. Another thing that I like to do in files like this is having the if name just to test it out. Right. So then we can look at what our agent does so far, what's getting set up. Right. And so what we can do is we can say, we'll just move it into here. Because if we look at agent this way. It doesn't have anything here. So what we can say is we'll just take this here, and we'll say return this. And we'll just delete this, and we'll just grab this. Another thing that I want to kind of point out to you guys is also, whereas their example was using the 70 billion, I'm just using the 1 billion. So mine does the exact same thing as their tutorial, but by 70, it's smaller, right? By a factor of 70. So what that means is that essentially, whereas this is another way to think about it in terms of just billions. We're not thinking about tokens or cost or anything like that, but just in terms of the number of billion. If I can do something 70 times while they're just doing it once. So that's another way of thinking about it in terms of optimizing and performance and stuff, is I could run this, at least in terms of billions, right? We're not talking about cost or energy or anything like that, 70 times where they're doing it once. And I'm not saying that to be like, oh, I'm better and stuff, which is a lot of the times what I say. But it comes down to cost, it comes down to energy, it comes down to efficiency. But also imagine you can do something 70 times. If I did anything 70 times versus once in life, if you think about it, right, that is a significant difference. So that's another way you can kind of think about these things. All right, so then what we're going to say is model equals default model, right? Depths type. And we're going to say here, we're going to say none, result type, none. And I want to see what the system prompt is, because they're doing this thing, what type the system prompt is. A system prompt is a string or sequence of strings. Okay, cool. Oh, we can actually just do this, right? Because we can look at the init. Okay, so they got this generic depths result. It's interesting how this works. Okay. But basically, we can just take this, right? And we're making it our get agent function. But we're adding the default model. That's why we're doing it this way. So we're just saying get agent is this, and models in here. Let's figure out where the models are. Models. Okay. Sorry, guys. It's oh, here, we'll do this. Init. Okay, so it's we would do this. So we'd say from port model. There you go. And the reason why I'm doing this is sure, we could do this much faster a different way, but it's also this is a good way to learn what the internals, what this actually is, what it actually does. That way we can actually, depths is also part of result. So actually we can do from, no, that's I think we can just do this result. No. Oh, we can do this. And all I'm doing is option enter on PyCharm. All right, cool. So now we have our thing, and the whole one of the whole reasons why we did this is just so we could do this. Oh, equals none. Yeah, see, so all we're doing a lot of that stuff just so that we can have our own defaults. And so then we're just returning agent. There we go. Cool. Also, we can have this model default. But it means that we don't have to set this every single time. And if they default to 4.0, we're not paying for default 4.0 on accident. So then we'll just take whatever demo this is. So so what this looks like when we do this, we'll just take this, wrap it up in here. And actually, I used to have a main where I did the, so we say run main, and then we have to import. And then we say agent parameter self. Oh yeah, we're not doing self. There we go. Get agent. All right. Touch this up. Run sync. So even run sync is a you have to await it. Agent.run. I don't know why this is failing. Run agent sync. Oh, so this is where we do GitHub Copilot. Does it let us chat? Fix this. And we're saying, okay, I don't know. Okay, so this is where we go into VS Code. All right, so we open folder, to examples, don't save. All right, so here we can run it. DSPy tools, we don't need that. Tools.py. Okay, no squigglies. All right, so we run Python. And here we can do Copilot. Explain this. What about, can you change it so we don't have to do that? Okay, so then we do apply an editor. All right. Okay, we're gonna accept the changes. We still don't want this because that means it'll run every single time. I don't know why they did that. Oh, and I hope that they don't. So this two space thing. All right, we're gonna go back to here. All right, so we're gonna delete this. No, still not working. Run get event loop. Is it using the new file? Man, okay, so So here's one of those things about Python and asynchronous code is once you go asynchronous, everything has to be asynchronous, right? So one of the things is that I bet this is going to be a pain in the ass when we try to run it in a notebook, because Notebook does this double async thing. So we are not going to be running this because everything has to be asynchronous. So discard. All right. So now, perfect. Okay. So that's how it runs. That's how it works, right? Okay. Okay. So we're going to say, let's see if that fixes it. Okay. So let's just do this. I don't know how to create. So what we're going to do is I'm going to capture the tree of this, and we're going to say, we're going to use the I'm going to say, how do we start using modules? I want to put, where is it? This in the root init. Okay. Oh, here it goes. Perfect. See if that fixes it. All right. Perfect. So we'll just go with this for right now. All right. Cool. So now we got, so what we're realizing is this not happening. Okay. Okay. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do conversation example. But what we're going to do, much like here, we're going to move it to a main file. So what we do is we copy this, we delete this, or replace this. Well, delete, replace, the same thing. Let's say get agent. It's not agent. Get agent. And what we're going to do as well is move this right here so that next time we copy it, it's already in there. Okay. Oh, so here's doing that run sync again. So this is the exact problem, right? So now we change this to await. And we return this to await. Okay. It is very long. Okay. And this didn't run. Oh, okay. So it's passing the previous messages. So that's what this is. So if we do it like this, we do this, and we just do who's Albert Einstein, it gives us a lot of text. And it's very fast. So that, okay. So now we can say, that's where the, and so now we won't print this, and we'll just print this. Okay. So what's interesting is the 1 billion model for Llama, very fast, but also very chatty. All right. So we're going to say, we're going to do this start time equals f string. No, that's not. Date dot date time UTC now. That's not what it likes. Okay, we'll use this then. So what we're going to do is we're going to do start. We'll just do this, start, and then there's like fancy stuff you can do, right? And so then we'll do end equals, and delta, so print delta, and we won't print. We know that it'll print a lot. Well, we'll just print it afterwards. Okay, so it took a second to do all of this text. Oh, and we can do a little timing. We can compare. So we got it 1 second. We'll just run it one more time to see. Yeah, 1 second. And then we can see how it, when we do the 70. So instead of changing the default, but we got it in our tools. No, we don't. We go to hello, grab this, and I just put this here. I'm not uncommenting it, but we could just take this. We go to our roulette example, conversation example, and we just do five seconds. Let's run it again just to get like an average. Yeah, 5 seconds. So similar, almost the exact same answer, 5 times faster. So whereas it's not factor of 70, it is a factor of 5. So just an example, right? And no system prompt. Here, did they have a system? They don't have a system. Okay, so system prompt. Okay, so the system prompt. Okay, so strings. behave. So not correct. So this is one of those things, like my philosophy, because I've spent on it, just so you guys know, in terms of working on Gen AI projects, over 8,000 hours. So when I'm talking about these things, I'm not just making it up. But this is the whole thing, is not necessarily right. But a lot of people are beginners to this stuff, so you have to write it for beginners. But the whole thing is I'm the guy with the contrary opinion. So do what you want, but sometimes you don't even need it. So Frank Depths, Frank. Okay. So let's now go to system prompts. And what we can do is we can add DSPy. This will be good. So what we can do is we'll say system prompts. Well, actually, we'll just copy the conversation. And we'll say, okay, so system prompts example. And so we're in here. And we'll take this example, and we won't need to get the agent, right? We already got our agent up there, and we're switching it back to the 1B. So actually what we'll do is, because in this case, because it's, well, no, because it has a value, we should be able to just say, we'll put this side by side. Let's see if it works the way I'm talking about. The model's in there already. The thing we care about is depths, type, str, and system prompt is use. So here's another thing. Use the customer's name while replying to them. I doubt we even need this part, right? So let's just leave this part out. Okay, and so these are appended at runtime. But so we got our depths start here. We don't need our time here. So system prompt. So let's import. Okay. Oh, it keeps you. They keep you. See, so this is one of those things, is because they don't want it to be complicated. They keep using this run sync. That's the other thing about it, right? It's like when you build an await system, everything has to be awaited. So, but they're, of course, says they want to keep it simple. They want to run it synchronous. Like this is something that I've come across. It's one of those framework design things. Okay, so it doesn't automatically use the name Frank. So let's just make it so that this is a lot of text. We'll say, let's just do system prompt, use name. Let's just build. Okay, so let's actually see, maybe it's not going to work at all with the cheap model. So this is one of those things where it's like, okay, maybe the model. Oops, I don't know how that was. All right. Cool. All right. So it looks like the cheap model is not capable of using the user's name. All right. So default model. Okay, so we need the 70 billion. Let's try, but let's try other models. So it's clear that when we don't do this, the 1 billion model just doesn't even think about it, doesn't even consider it. All right, so now let's go to the agent, and we can go find the models. Where is it? The model literal. Okay, here it is. Known model name. Okay, so we got the 3 billion preview. And actually, we don't even need to give the name because of the way that it's structured. So we can just do this. Okay, so the 3 billion model figured it out. See? So then we can also, I'm not going to do the time. Oh, we can do the time back over here. So we can say, this will be our time trial. So let's see how fast the 3 billion is. Oops, got to run this one. Okay, so the 3 billion is just as fast as the 1 billion. So now we're, in terms of speed, we can move it up to the 3 billion. So 3 billion, and that gets us Frank. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bump up to the 3 billion for our default model because there's no drop in speed, and it's a little bit smarter. Let's now go to we got our known models, got our results. I'm just closing stuff. Okay, cool. So then we got the 3.2 11 billion. Let's see how fast that one is. Because I always want to use the best for the speed. All right, so back to our conversation. Let's see if there's a drop off with the 11. Okay. Okay, so yeah, see, as soon as we jump to the 2, it's all of a sudden twice as slow. Okay, so now we know the best performance and the best speed is at the 3 billion mark. And again, we're still free. Think about how much we'd be paying if we were using 4. Okay, so here, dice tool. Okay, see the run sync. Okay, so now we're going to go to yeah. So now we're going to do agent. Oh, we're doing the copy paste. Conversation and system prompt example. So we're now going to change it to agent tool example. Okay, and we don't need the model, right? We're just going to grab all this. And we're going to, so what we can do is we can just do this because we're going to use our 3 billion. We need to pull in random. Okay, now this, we can just do this just to show you what it looks like. Oh, interesting. Okay, so it needs a reference to the agent for the decorator. So we can do this. So for this one, we'll move it out because we don't need to have it in. Now, actually, though, the thing is that this is creating an instance of the agent every single time any of this is run. So just so you guys know, for reference, I would recommend this if you're just playing around and near a production system. But we're pretty far away from production systems with this. And again, so I guess the run sync await is the new version of the I forgot the language model. All right. Okay. Built in. So let's delete this. Delete this. There we go. Perfect. So then we'll run it again. Okay. Let's see if we can win. Man, this is hard. Oh, we might have overloaded Grok. No. Okay. Okay. All right. My guess is 4. So we're going to just, because I want to win, we're going to cheat and we're going to say return 4. Yay, Adam wins. All right. So it works. Cool. Okay. Yeah, let's see what the messages are. User prompt, tool call, tool return, structured response, tool call, roll, turn. Okay, cool. So I think we're going to stop here for now. And yeah, we're making some progress. So, all right. Where's the YouTube?